Hey guys, how's it going? Tel here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video and something I've actually not done on the channel before. Now, sadly for me, Comic-Con is over for this year. I recently did miss LFCC. Unfortunately, the winter flu got me pretty good. And as you can see, I've not actually put a video out for a couple of weeks. I've not done my live stream. So yeah, the winter flu finally got me, and unfortunately ended up in me missing LFCC, which I'm gutted about. But it gives me a chance now to do a recap and rank all of the Comic-Cons that I went to this year. So I went to 7 in total, but I went to more than one day of the cons. So I am going to rank it as a con overall and not individual days, just to make it a lot easier. But we are going to rank every con that I went to this year. So let's get straight into it, guys. Starting with number 7. I did enjoy all the cons, by the way. So I do, just before we do start, a quick disclaimer. This is just for content reasons, just a bit of fun. Every con I went to, I've really enjoyed, had a really great time. So please don't take it too seriously with my thoughts and opinions. I've got nothing against any of the cons. It's just a quick video for content creation. Anyway, let's get into it then, and starting with number 7. Now, number 7, unfortunately, is going to be MCon. For those of you that have seen the vlog, the main reason I went to MCon was to see Jonathan Rhys-Davies, who plays Gimli in Lord of the Rings. I've still got a pop-up here somewhere, and unfortunately, that one is still not signed. He cancelled about 12 hours before the con, unfortunately. But let's talk about the con itself. So the guests, I give the guest a 3 out of 10. You had Jonathan Rhys-Davies, who cancelled, Katie O'Brien, who unfortunately cancelled as well, and then you had Brian Herring, who does who's the puppeteer for BB-8, along with Mike Quinn, who does Nib Nub, and you had a lot of the Red Dwarf cast. I was tempted to get a Brian Herring also on my BB-8 pop. Couldn't find any BB-8 pops there typically, and then he was actually selling BB-8 pops at his table, but he was charging like £80 or something for an auto and a pop, which was just absolutely outrageous, and I knew I had more cons in the year, so I just passed on that one. So the guests, unfortunately, I'll give a 3 out of 10, but it's just for my preference. For other people, they probably loved it and probably thought it would be a 10 out of 10, but just for me, it was a 3 out of 10 regarding guests. The venue, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. It was the Motorpoint Arena, first time going there in Nottingham as well, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was the Motorpoint Arena is where they host a lot of gigs and concerts and stuff, so you're on like the actual on the floor, and so you can actually, there's loads of seating around as well, because obviously I think they do like hockey and basketball there as well, so there's plenty of seating opportunities, and it's quite nice that all the stalls were on the floor. You can walk around the floor at your own pace, and then there was little rooms, little alleyways for the guest signings and photo booths and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed the venue, but yeah, really enjoyed the day, and so I'm going to give the enjoyment a 7 out of 10, because it was a con I did really enjoy. And the company for the day, I said I went on my own, but I did meet Lee the Pop Tart and Rich, aka Big Inzy, so it was great fun catching up with them, despite me not actually getting any autos or anything booked. So yeah, anyway, in 7th place is MCon. Coming in 6th place, might be no surprise to some of you, is MCM London. Now MCM London, I went quite spontaneously, really, mainly because there's no guests for me. I'll give the guest ranking a 3 out of 10. You had some of the Critical Role people, some anime, a lot of voice actors, voice actors from video games as well, but unfortunately it just wasn't for me. I wasn't the target audience, I don't think so. Again, no alsos for me on the day, but the venue was at the Excel in London. Venue, I give it a 9 out of 10. Really can't fault the venue. One of the best venues I have been to. It's so big, so spacious, loads of rooms, and because of all the rooms, there's a lot of opportunity for vendors, and I've put the enjoyment factor 7 out of 10, just because there was not much for me to do in terms of getting guests and photos and stuff, but there was plenty of vendors, plenty of stalls due to how big the Excel was, and it's probably one of the most impressive vendors I've been to. Loads of Funko Pop stalls, which is really, really nice. And then there's like Hasbro stalls and official retailers. Magic Madhouse was there as well. It was nice to see some actual official official branded toy companies there, so that was really cool. And so yeah, I can't fault the stalls and vendors. Definitely one of the best I went to this year. So the enjoyment, I give a 7 out of 10. And the company for the day was with Joe, aka Dino Joe. We had a really good day. We made the most of it. Just walked around, took our time, wasn't really stressing out about anything. Managed to sit down, have a beer. There's loads of seating opportunities around. That was really nice. So I think it's really important with a con that there are loads of seating opportunities, and the XL does have that. So bonus points to the XL for that one. But yeah, that is it for MCM London, coming in at 6th place. Coming in at number 5 now, guys, it's probably a bit of a controversial one, and definitely regarding my thoughts on the con itself. It got a lot of heat, and quite a lot of people attacked me for my vlog and my thoughts on the con. The con I'm talking about is Comic Con Scotland. Now, when I do my vlogs and my reviews and stuff, I don't expect people to take it too seriously. It's just my thoughts and my reasons. It's just literally my opinion. Like, it's just what I think, and there's no right or wrong really. And some people denied some of the things I suggested, like there was a smell outside of the con, and there genuinely was, and I don't understand why people would think that I would lie about there being like a really bad aroma outside the con, because there honestly was, and it was because it was near the airport. So I'm gonna guess it's something to do with being close to the airport and the aroma around it. So I'm not sure what the actual word would be, but yeah, there was definitely a really bad smell outside Comic Con Scotland. The guest, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 though. We had Andy Serkis, of course, one of my favourite ever guests I've met. Elijah Wood, Cameron Monaghan. We had Giancarlo Esposito, who I've already met, but great to see him again. We had Tom Payne, first time meeting Tom Payne, and we had Matt Smith. Now, Matt Smith does appear in quite a few of these cons. I didn't realise how many cons Matt Smith done this year. But yeah, I guess I can't fault at all. 10 out of 10. Love my interaction with Andy Serkis. Cameron Monaghan, my interaction with him was really good as well, so I can't fault that. Elijah Wood, it's great to meet him, although he's just very jet lagged, but I do not blame him at all. I just appreciate him flying over and being there at the con, really. The venue, I do give it 2 out of 10 though. Where the venue is placed, really didn't like it. I've said that on my previous vlogs and review of the con. Hate it, really. Just felt it was a really a horrible venue. It was muddy, it was raining. Of course, it's not the con's fault that it's muddy and raining, but they made us walk around all these barriers, and we all got muddy shoes. Our coats and jeans were wet and was damp as we got into the con. And then when we got in the con, I think they oversold the tickets. It was far too crowded on the Saturday. So yeah, I really didn't enjoy the venue. So the venue gets a 2 out of 10, unfortunately. And I think it's called the Royal Highland Centre. So if I do go again to Comic Con Scotland, I don't think I'll be going if it is at the Royal Highland Centre. I really didn't enjoy it. Enjoyment, I put a 5 out of 10. And I think, again, that is because of the weather and the venue. Yeah, I'm going to move on from that bit. And the company was good. So we had Joe, aka Dino Joe. We had Ryan, aka Ryan Milkey. We have Lee, aka Leroy Screwballs, and we Jason, aka Not Suitable for Mum. So there's a good bunch of us, all done our own thing on a day. So we all separated, split up, and then we met up again later on. And we went for both days. So it was nice to see everyone on both days as well, and we went out on the Friday and Saturday night, so that was really good fun. But sadly, Comic Con Scotland comes in at 5th, but it's mainly due to the other cons being really good and the bad weather in Scotland. But let's move on from that one. But yeah, coming in at number 5 is Comic Con Scotland. Okay guys, coming in at number 4 is Comic Con Liverpool. Now I had to scroll up on my YouTube videos to find out what my actual first con of the year was. I gave the guests an 8.5 out of 10. The guests included Matt Smith again, David Harbour, Paddy Considine, Corey Feldman. We had the Lost Boys cast and we had the Wednesday cast. So yeah, I give that an 8.5 out of 10. Some really good cast, some really good guests as well, I must say. And I think I should add for this, I don't think Liverpool Comic Con was affected, but some of these cons were affected with the writer's strike. So I do appreciate all the guests that did come, and even the ones that cancelled. I do respect your reasons for cancelling, of course. So yeah, it was a difficult year for cons with the writer's strike, but thankfully that is over now. And next year should be a really good year for cons. So yeah, should get some really good guests, and some guests that did cancel this year we should hopefully be seeing again next year. But yeah, so Liverpool Comic Con, for the guests I give it 8.5 out of 10. Some really good guests. And for the venue, I gave a 10 out of 10. It was at the Exhibition Centre by the Docks in Liverpool. Loads and loads of room, loads of space, loads of accessibility. You could really get lost at the Comic Con Liverpool, especially with the panels and stuff. There's so much going on, and you've got loads of escalators going up and down. But I loved it. you definitely need to do a weekend there, I think, because you could end up being stuck in a lot of queues on the day, unfortunately. But yeah, venue I gave a 10 out of 10, and enjoyment I gave an 8 out of 10. It's 8 out of 10 because of it's such a great venue and there's so much to do. Loads of guests as well. I think when it comes to Monopoly events, they do love to focus on Comic Con Liverpool, and they do get a lot of the big names for the Comic Con Liverpool shows. So yeah, that was a really good plus. The guests were really good for that. But you do end up suffering by the long queues. So if you haven't got your diamond pass, you're going to end up queuing up a lot, and you kind of got to use your wits about you, really deciding whether you're going to go for the photo op first or queue up for the autos. So yeah, you got to be clever what you want to do in Liverpool. It's not one where you can just go there and just be 100% sure that you are going to get what you want signed and get the photos you actually want. There's no guarantees, really. You just got to be clever about it and almost prioritise. I wouldn't suggest booking like 10 autos and not getting a diamond pass, because you're running unnecessary risk, and I don't feel like you're going to get 10 autos done in one day. For me, I think I just got David Harbour auto and the Paddy Considine autograph, which was really good, and Paddy selfie as well. But yeah, that was enough for me, and it did take a lot out of me on the day. Liverpool Comic Con does take a lot out of you. It is a really, really hectic day, but I do absolutely love Comic Con Liverpool. And the company for the day was actually my sister Amy. So it was my sister's first proper con. We went to the NEC for Birmingham Comic Con last year, and that was good fun, but it was quite a small one. But for the big cons, it was the first time with my sister, and she absolutely loved it. So Comic Con Liverpool does come in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 now might be a bit of a surprising one, but it's actually London Film Comic Con, the summer one. Now this was a great one, however there was some cancellations that absolutely hit me like a ton of bricks. Not only me, it affected Ryan Milkey as well. We did have Matt Smith, we had Tamora Morrison, of course, who plays Boba Fett, Jango Fett. We had Chuck Norris, Clark Gregg, Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage. But we did have the cancellation in Olivia Cook, which I was absolutely gutted about, and even more gutted that I was ill the other week and I missed her for the WinterCon. So that was a big shame for me. But yeah, so the Olivia Cook cancellation did take a hit on my rankings for this one. But I had a really great fun. The guest I gave an 8 out of 10. Did think the guest lineup was pretty good. This one for the guest I gave an 8 out of 10. And yeah, my guest interaction was really good as well. Tamora Morrison was really cool. But yeah, had really good fun and good interaction with the guests. The venue was at the Olympia, and I give the venue an 8 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10, but if you're coming from another part of the UK, I'm sure you're going to love the Olympia. With the Olympia, what I do like about it, they can make the venue bigger and have more space and more access if needed. But I do really enjoy the Olympia, and you do get phone reception as well, which I do feel is really important to get a phone signal at a con. So that was really good as well. So yeah, venue I gave an 8 out of 10. Enjoyment I put 8 out of 10 as well. It was really good for content creating at the weekend, because me and Ryan Milkey, we done the 80 cosplay challenge, and that was really good fun. So yeah, it was really good fun for content creation, and it was good fun on the day, just meeting guests and stuff. I met all the guests I wanted to meet, no issues, and Milkey managed to meet Matt Smith. He had no issues as well. In the end, he got what he wanted. As for the company on the day, there was quite a few of us. We had Ryan, aka Ryan Milkey. We had Dan, aka Dan L42. We had Mark, aka R&M Entertainment, and we had Callum, aka Coombsy. So the company was really good on the day, and then which was quite nice as well, we managed to go for a pint halfway through the con. You can actually go out and leave the con and come back in if you got a stamp. So that was really nice that you could actually go and get a pint and leave the venue and then come back when you wanted, because the con did get really busy. But yeah, London Film Comic Con Summer does come in at number 3. I think it would have been a lot higher if Olivia Cook didn't cancel, but unfortunately this one stays at number 3. Coming on to number 2 now. Now you will be starting to work out who the winner is going to be. And number 2 is actually Comic Con Wales. Now it was my first time going to Comic Con Wales. The guests were Michael Rooker, of course famous for playing Merle in The Walking Dead, so it was a big appeal to me. He also played Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 had only been out for 2-3 months. So yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy hype was still around. There's also Sean Gunn, of course, who done a lot of work with Guardians of the Galaxy. So Sean Gunn was there. Also Ewan Grufford, who plays Mr. Fantastic in Fantastic Four. Not Pedro Pascal just yet. And we also had some of the OGs from the Back to the Future cast, which was pretty cool. The guests I gave an 8 out of 10. But the venue for me was the best venue I've ever been to, hands down. It was modern, it was fresh, there was loads of access, there was underground parking. Now the venue is the ICC in Wales. The venue was actually bigger than the con, which was a slight issue maybe, but I feel like this con could give Comic-Con Liverpool a run for its money due to how big the ICC is. For the enjoyment, I gave a 7.5 out of 10. I feel like it would have been better. I feel like it will be better next year, essentially, just because I feel like they will have a lot more. I think they'll have the venue filled up a lot more, which will just be a big thing. I just felt the venue was just too big for the con. But I absolutely loved it, honestly. And the company I went with Joe, aka Dino Joe. First time meeting Joe, I believe, as well. But we had a great time. We went out on a Friday night in Newport. I think we went out on Saturday night in Newport as well. But I can't remember now. A bit of a blur. So all these cons blurring together now. But yeah, really great time at Comic-Con Wales. It comes in at number 2. I just feel like I'm not sure what they could have done. Maybe a bit more guests. But I think my first time Comic-Con Wales, I do love going Wales in general, always love travelling. Stayed in a nice little hotel as well in Newport. Wouldn't recommend Newport as a place to stay, but the hotel I stayed in wasn't too bad. But really enjoyed the weekend, enjoyed doing the vlog, enjoyed meeting Michael, Rick and Sean Gunn. Went to a panel for the first time, went to see their panel. So it was my first time actually going to a panel at a con, which was really cool. But yeah, overall, Comic-Con Wales comes in at number 2. Coming in at number 1 then, guys, is Comic-Con Manchester. Now, it was really hard to rank all these cons, but looking back and thinking about it, Comic-Con Manchester was the one for me. And it's quite funny because it's a con I actually went to on my own. A lot of these cons I've went with different people, and I've had great fun creating YouTube content with other people. But this one, I spent most of the weekend on my own. I did meet up with a subscriber, which we'll come on to shortly. But for the guests, for me, the guests were 10 out of 10. I'm a massive Walking Dead fan. You know how much I love my Walking Dead. And the lineup was so good, and it could have even been better. We had some big cancellations, which I was gutted about. But after the weekend I had there, it didn't matter the ones that cancelled. I had such a good time. So the lineup consisted of Kari Payton, famous for playing Ezekiel in The Walking Dead. We had Cassidy McClinney, who played Lydia in The Walking Dead. We had Austin Emilio, who played Dwight. We had Jesse T. Usher, who plays A-Train in The Boys. We also had the Only Fools and Horses cast. Now, I say the cast, we had Philip Pope, who played Tony Angelino. We also had Cassandra and Raquel. But the cancellations were Lauren Cohan, Christian Cerratos, and Anthony Starr, aka Maggie, Rosita, and Homelander. Now, the venue wasn't the best, so I don't feel like the venue would have been able to accommodate these guests. So, in a way, I think it was a blessing that they didn't come. And I'm saying that quite wildly because I would have loved to have met them and I would have paid a lot of money. I probably would have got an autograph and a photo of all of them. So it would have been a very, very expensive weekend. But the way the venue wasn't the best. And I feel like the way the venue was laid out, I just don't see how guests that big would have been able to fit in this con. The venue is called the BEC Arena, and they've actually got the For the Love of Sci-Fi there in a couple of weeks. So the guests I gave a 10 out of 10. My interaction with all of them was brilliant. There was a writer strike on, so there was some restrictions, especially with the panels and stuff, like they couldn't talk specifically about the work they'd done. But my guest interaction with Kari was really good. Cassidy McClinney stole the show for me. She was great, and I think there's loads of clips on my vlog where she's took my phone, took loads of selfies, got an actual photograph of her, got a signed Lydia Pop, Alpha Funga Pop, but she personalised it to be Lydia. She was great and probably one of my favourite guests I met this year. Austin Emilio, who played Dwight, he was brilliant. Had a good chat with him and got a selfie of him. That was really, really cool, and he was just a really sound guy as well. And I think he was complimenting what I was wearing on the day, which was quite random, but that was good fun. Jesse T. Usher, who plays A-Train in The Boys, he was brilliant. He's wearing a shirt that said 1992, and I'm born in 1992 as well. We was chatting about being born in 1992, and then we were chatting about Funko Pops as well. We were chatting about how A-Train's got a new Funko Pop coming out. was chatting about A-Train quotes and what quotes he could put on my Funko Pop, and I asked him to put his favourite one, which was what's up shitbirds, which was really funny. But yeah, just reminiscing now of Manchester Comic Con. Had such a great time that weekend. Enjoyment I've put 8 out of 10. Great guess. I feel like the enjoyment would have been better if I was with one of my YouTube mates. That I think that would have made it a lot better. But I stayed in Manchester for 2 nights on my own, so it was more like I was on my own quite a lot that weekend, but I did have a really good time at the con. So enjoyment, I put 8 out of 10. And company, I had, I saw Lewis, one of my subscribers, and a bit of a friend now. We talk quite a lot on Instagram and stuff. We would talk about The Walking Dead, football, and loads of Comic Con news and stuff. And then I also did bump into Rich, aka Big Inzy, briefly, but he had loads of things to do. But it was just a quick hello, and that was it, really. But yeah, anyway, guys, that is it for all my Comic Con of 2023. Let's do a quick recap. So, first place was Comic Con Manchester, second Comic Con Wales, third was LFCC, fourth was Liverpool, fifth was Scotland, sixth was MCM, and 7 was Nottingham, aka MCon. But overall, I had a great time this year attending cons. Definitely my best year for attending cons. Can't wait to do it all again next year in 2024. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Then do let me know what your favourite con was this year. And do let me know why it was your favourite con. I do love chatting all things Comic Con with everyone in the comment section down below. So please, if you're watching this, make sure you do leave a comment. I do want to hear what you guys think as well. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to go for me regarding content for the rest of the year. Really struggling with work, and I'm still got this Comic-Con flu, this winter flu that I'm still struggling with. So I do apologise if I was sniffing a lot in today's video. But do make sure you do give today's video a big thumbs up for me. And I'll see you back here soon for a brand new video. See you later.